What is Achinta Beda Beda Tattva? So this philosophy means simultaneously one and different. One means we are same spiritual quality of God, but also we are different. We are very minute, whereas the Lord is inconceivable. So that is our Chaitanya Mahaprabhu's tattva philosophy. Just like the Ramanuja got Vishishatvaita, then you got Dvaita by Ramanuja, Matva, Shuddha Dvaita, like that there's different tattvas. So we come under this line of Achinta Beda Beda Tattva. This is from Chaitanya Mahaprabhu. Simultaneously one and different. Is becoming a Madhyama Adhikari our destination. Our destination is to love God. That's our destination, to develop love for God. Whether to become, because at least becoming Madhyama is important, you won't fall down. Because staying in the Kanistha platform, you may be subject to fall down. That's why it's quite risky to stay in that platform. But the goal is to develop love for Krishna. That's the objective. And if you follow the system, then eventually you will progress to becoming a Uttama Adhikari. Why just Madhyama? Hmm? That is our objective. To work in such a way that the Lord will be pleased with our action. Yes.
Yes, Prabhu.
Hmm? You have no other business other than to develop love for Krishna. Hmm? You're not here for any other purpose. But to just become a Madhyama, that's, I mean, eventually you come to that, but that's not the real objective. The real objective to, become a lover of Krishna. That is our goal, to love God. Hmm? That should be our. Any other questions?
Prabhu, this um, Dvaita and Achintya Beda Tattva, is it, how is it differs from? What is the difference?
Actually, Prabhupada said we all are having the same thing. Krishna is. What the difference? I think let's go to this verse here. The Chaitanya Mahaprabhu took two things from every sampradaya. So let's find the there for you. Chaitanya Mahaprabhu took two things from everybody, you know. Now, where to find this one in to show you up in the screen. So from Madhava, he took two things: the complete defeat of Mayavad philosophy, Kevala Advaita Nirasana, and his service to the deity of Krishna, accepting the deity as the eternal spiritual being, Krishna Murti Sevana. From Ramanuja, I will accept two great teaching, the concept of
We don't see,
bhakti.
bro.
We
We don't
cannot
see
see
that.
this. It's because it
Okay.
is saved in my Evernote.
Okay. Okay. No problem. No.
I cannot put it on because I don't have the Evernote in my.
Okay, bro. No problem.
Uh,
No problem.
so I can send it to you. I will
Yes,
send
bro.
this to you. So from
Yes, bro.
Ramanuja, I will accept two great teaching: the concept of bhakti unpolluted by karma and gyan, ananya bhakti, and service to the devotees, bhakta jana seva. You know, that's why the Ramanujas Adiyan, you know, they are very much. And from Vishnu Swami teaching, I will accept two things: the sentiment of exclusively dependence on Krishna, Tadiya Sarvaswa Bhava, and the path of Raga Bhakti, Raganuga Bhakti from Vishnu Swami. This is the, the Vallabha Sampradaya, you know. And from Nimbaka, I'll receive two excellent principles: the necessity of taking shelter of Radha, Ekanta Radha Kika Ashraya, and the high esteem of the gopis, love for Krishna, Gopi Baba. Hmm? So Krishna Chaitanya Mahaprabhu took two things from all the sampradayas. That's why our thing is the topmost, you know. Because the other sampradayas are there, but practically in my experience, I see that many of them have pretty much deviated and fallen down, you know, over time. I don't know anybody but Prabhupada teaching, you know, very strong principles. Is it
No,
not?
philosophically, what is the difference? Dvaita and Achintya Beda, what is the philosophical difference between these two? Because the two different school.
Advaita,
Advaita is okay. Dvaita and Achintya Beda.
Dvaita means two, you know,
Yes.
you and God.
Yes.
Okay. So the whole philosophy based on you and God. Whereas in our case, we are simultaneously one with God and different. Because there are two also. We are same in quality, but we are different in quantity. You understand? Huh? So different school have got different, teachings.
So does it mean that Madhvacharya does not accept the qualitative oneness, Prabhu?
They also accept. But you see, they have to read their Bahasya, you know. Every one of them have their Bahasya. The Sri Sampradaya, they have the Sri Bhashya, you know. The Matvas have their, Matvas Tattva, they have also their Bhashya. So everybody has their Bhashya, but ours, Chaitanya Mahaprabhu did not write any Bhashya.
Govinda.
So they rejected us, because we don't have a Bhashya. So therefore, Vishwanath, Baladev Vidyabhushana, he wrote the Bhashya, Govinda Bhashya, That is our Bhagavad Gita. You see our Bhagavad Gita?
Offer to.
Yeah, so it's got a called Govinda Bhashya. So that is our Bhashya. But our real Bhashya is Chaitanya Mahaprabhu. He said that the real teaching is there in the Chaitanya, the Srimad Bhagavatam already. There's no need any more commentary. Natural commentary already there. See? So because he did not leave a Bhashya, these guys all think we are not bona fide. You see? Hmm?
Okay, Prabhu.
Understand?
Yes, Prabhu. So it's almost pretty much same, no, Prabhu? Dvaita and Ashisha Veda. Only the name is different. Can you say like that?
No, they have their, for example, if you go to the Ramanuja, they say that all incarnation come from Vishnu, including Krishna.
Hmm.
You understand? And if you go to the Madhvas, they don't talk about the Brahmavi Mohana Leela. They don't want to talk about it. So every sampradaya has got its differences. But we all are one. We are worshipping Krishna. But uh,
Yes, true.
so looks like you can ask Ayappa. He knows everything about this. Yes, he can give a class on this. Huh? Right.
Okay, bro. Thank you, bro.
I think it is there in the CC. I think it is there in the CC where Prabhupada explains this. Let me find. Okay, we can go here. We will see. We'll explain this thing. So in this verse, so such persons do not accept the philosophy of Vaishnava acharyas, which are known as Suddha Advaita, purified monism, Suddha Dvaita, purified dualism, Vishishta Dvaita, specific monism, and Dvaita Advaita, monism and dualism, and Achinta Beda, Abeda Tattva, inconceivable one and difference. So you see the four sampradayas, their philosophy is explained here. Hmm? You follow?
Yes, bro.
So each sampradaya has got a different, explanation. So we have to, I'm not a scholar on the thing. I don't know much about the.
Okay, thank you.
Hmm?
Yes, true.
So you want to read this? You can read, no?
Okay,
Bye.
yes, true.
Hare Krishna, Pralad Prabhu.
Yes, true.
Read,
I have
read. See, so these are all different. Uh, Mayavadis do not discuss these philosophies, being firmly convinced of their own philosophy of Kevala Advaita, exclusive monism. Accepting this system of philosophy as pure understanding of the Vedanta Sutra, they believe that Krishna is a body made of material elements and the activities of loving service to Krishna are sentimentality. They are known as Mayavadis because, according to their own opinion, Krishna is the body made of Maya, and the loving service the Lord is executed by devotees is also Maya. They consider such devotional service to be a aspect of fruitive activity, karma kanda, and according to their view, bhakti consists of mental speculation or sometime meditation. This is the difference between Mayavad and Vaishnava philosophy. Hmm?
Yes, true.
So there's another place here. I think you all are coming from, India. You should know this more better than me, no?
What is that?
Aye. When a Vaishnava, can someone read, please?
When when a Vaishnava descends to Sariraka Bhashya, the Mayavada commentary upon the Vedanta Sutra, he gives a Krishna consciousness attitude that the Lord is the master and the living entity is his servant. Instead, he considers himself as the Supreme Lord. You want me to read the purport, Prabhu?
Yeah, please.
The philosophers known as Kevaladvaitavadis, Tarangini, please. Generally occupy themselves with hearing the Sariraka Bhashya, a commentary by Shankaracharya advocating that one impersonally consider oneself with the Supreme Lord. Such Mayavada philosophical commentaries upon the Vedanta Sutra are simply imaginary, but there are other commentaries on the Vedanta Sutra. The commentary by Sri Ramanujacharya, known as Sri Bhashya, establishes the Vishishta Advaita Vada philosophy. Similarly, in the Brahma Sampradaya, Madhvacharya's Purna Pragya Bhashya establishes Suddha Dvaita Vada. In the Kumara Sampradaya or Nimbarka Sampradaya, Sri Nimbarka establishes the philosophy as Dvaita Advaita Vada in the Parijata Saubara Bhashya. And in the Vishnu Swami Sampradaya or Rudra Sampradaya, which come from Lord Shiva, Vishnu Swami written a commentary called Sarvagya Bhashya, which establishes Suddhadvaita Vada. Vaishnava should study the commentaries on the Vedanta Sutra written by the four Sampradaya Acharyas, namely Sri Ramanujacharya, Madhvacharya, Vishnu Swami, and Nimbarka Acharya. For these commentaries are based upon the philosophy that the Lord is the master and all living entities are his eternal servants. One interested in studying the Vedanta Bhashya properly must study these commentaries, especially if he is Vaishnava. These commentaries are always adored by the Vaishnavas. The commentary by Srila Bhakti Siddhanta Saraswati Thakura is elaborately given in the Adi Leela, chapter 7, text 101. Mayavada commentary Sariraka Bhashya is like a poison for a Vaishnava. It should not be touched at all. Srila Bhaktivinoda Thakura remarks that even a Mahabhagavata, a highly elevated devotee who has surrendered himself unto the lotus feet of Krishna, sometimes fall down from pure devotional service if he hears the Mayavada philosophy of the Sariraka Bhashya. The commentary should therefore be shunned by all the Vaishnavas.
So you see, the Bhaktisiddhanta has given this commentary. He has explained this in and in this manner that we read just now. So the Suddha Dvaita is purified monism. Suddha Dvaita is purified dualism. Visishta Dvaita means specific monism. And Dvaita Advaita means monism and dualism. You follow? So their philosophy is explained here by Bhaktisiddhanta Saraswati Thakur. So you can make some judgment, Purified monism means Suddha Dvaita. Suddha Dvaita means purified. What is that? All of them explain Krishna is God and we are the servant. Yeah.
No, he has some noise too. Sorry.
So Suddha Dvaita, purified dualism, also speaks that there are two, Krishna and us. And of course, Visishta Dvaita is Ramanuja's specific monism. And Ramanuja's, Madhvada, I think, Dvaita, Advaita, monism and dualism. So these are their philosophy, If you want to know their philosophy, this is their philosophy. And ours is inconceivably one and different. That's ours. You follow? Of course, to explain this requires, I'm not in that level. You have to do a lot of research and find out what difference in their philosophy. I have enough time for only my, I have, so you kindly excuse me for that.
Thank you.
Any other questions?
There is a question from Subramaniam Prabhu in the chat.
What is the question? Madhva is regarded as founder of dualistic branch of Vedanta philosophy. All right, I have explained all that. No questions. It's all our Ayappa's.
No, prior to that, there is a question. Before that, he has asked that Prabhu, in case of Raghunath Das Krishna, he was denied to leave his house. You can see the question,
Yeah.
Prabhu?
Yeah, I can.
Going to connect.
So this pastime of the Lord he never asked Raghunath to leave the house immediately. He advised him to, act normally, He was acting strange, Every time he was trying to run away, he was staying outside and doing so many things, crazy things. So the Lord told him to you stay and behave properly, and Krishna will make arrangement for you to come. Which is a fact. You cannot just come to Krishna consciousness without the mercy of the devotees and the Lord. So Chaitanya Mahaprabhu advised him, you patiently do your service, do your duty, and then Krishna will arrange. Like some people come to us and they say, oh, now what, I should give up my family and give up my everything. Huh? Should I give up my hair also? Another problem. Huh? Yes, Ayappa, you got so much hair. So we don't have to do all these things. We just have to patiently execute our service. And by, Krishna will then make arrangement for us to make more advancement. Advancement cannot be done artificially. That's what Chaitanya Mahaprabhu told him. Don't be a dry renunciant. You wait, you go back, you be normal. So when he was acting normally, his parents reduced the guards on him. So he was then going freely, and then he met Nityananda Prabhu and he did service for him. And Nityananda Prabhu placed his lotus feet on him. So to go to Chaitanya Mahaprabhu, we need the mercy of Nityananda Prabhu and all the Vaishnavas. So by the mercy of Nityananda Prabhu, we get Chaitanya Mahaprabhu, and by Chaitanya Mahaprabhu's mercy, we get Radha and Krishna. So this is what actually transpired. So when he behaved normally and then he got the mercy of Nityananda Prabhu, and shortly after that he got his opportunity to leave. And when he went this time, his parents could not catch him and bring him back. So he stayed there in Jagannath Puri with Chaitanya Mahaprabhu. Okay. And his father was sending money to him, and he was using the money and feeding Chaitanya Mahaprabhu. Of course, then the story goes on, taking money from a materialist is not very good. Raghunath realized that and he stopped taking money from his father, and that way he became more renounced. And the whole pastime of Raghunath is explained in the Sisi. But his going away, the significance is that he needs the mercy of a devotee, a pure devotee. So I know you are very much keen in trying to get out. So you patiently wait, and let Krishna make arrangement. Understand? We have to keep praying to Krishna to make this arrangement. We cannot try to artificially do all these things. Then, things will become very disastrous. Hmm?
Yes, bro. I was actually thinking of, because tensions from my house is increasing, so I gave it a thought. But then I also got to know about the pastime of Raghunath Das Goswami. I just wanted to ask.
So you
Yeah, for
patiently
that.
wait for the Lord to make, the moves for you to come to Krishna consciousness.
Yes, Prabhu. Sure.
Hmm?
Thank you so much, Prabhu.
Ayappa is asking if an ISKCON guru gives diksha to a person, so he takes all their karma. Anyone who gives diksha, he will have to take the karma of the disciple. That is the law of diksha. Whether he is bona fide or not bona fide, if you give diksha, or just like this, if anyone touches your feet, you will have to take the karma. You understand? That's why you cannot let anyone touch the feet. Same way with diksha. Everybody rushing to touch the feet of the devotees especially. The consequence is Dangerous. That's why Chaitanya Mahaprabhu, one time he was walking and this lady came and touched his feet. So he ran to the Ganga with his clothes on, he jumped into the river to counteract the sinful reaction. So therefore, for anyone who is serious about spiritual life, you must take a bona fide spiritual master. So if you take the karma for the devotee, because Krishna is compassionate on him, so Krishna then takes the karma. So he doesn't have to suffer that. But if you are not authorized and you do it, then you have to take the karma and then the karma will just be handled by you, and you cannot handle karma. So that's why many of them who are unauthorized, they take this position, they fall down because they are not linked to Krishna. So when you are linked to Krishna, then the karma goes. ah, because Krishna takes, just like the song we sing in the morning, no? Samsara Dava Nalanida Loka, correct? Because the spiritual master is connected to Krishna, so from Krishna this rain, is pouring down to extinguish the fire of material life by the mercy of the spiritual master. So that is the process. But you must be connected. And if you are not connected, then your consequence is going to be very drastic, for both the spiritual master and the disciple. Because when there is no proper connection, you give your karma, no doubt, but she cannot help you spiritually with knowledge. So therefore, it is not recommended that one take initiation from Kanistha Adhikari. Kanistha Adhikari cannot give initiation, only Uttama Adhikari. Hmm? Explain here. You want to read? Anyone can read, please.
In the Padma Purana. Okay.
You need to read. Can
Please
I read,
read.
Prabhu?
Yes,
Please.
Mataji, you can read, Mataji.
The Guru must be situated on the topmost platform of devotional service. There are three classes of devotees, and the Guru must be accepted from the topmost class. The first class devotee is the spiritual master for all kinds of people. It is said, Gurur Nrinam. The word Nrinam means of all human beings. The Guru is not limited to a particular group. It is stated in the Upadeshamrita of Rupa Goswami that a Guru is a Goswami, a controller of the senses and the mind. Such a Guru can accept disciples from all over the world. Pridhivimsa Shishyad. This is the test of the Guru. In India, there are many so-called gurus, and they are limited to a certain district or a province. They do not even travel about India, yet they declare themselves to be Jagat Guru, the Guru of the whole world. Such cheating gurus should not be accepted. Anyone can see how the bona fide spiritual master accepts disciples from all over the world. The Guru is a qualified Brahmana, therefore he knows Brahman and Parabrahman. He thus devotes his life for the service of Parabrahman. The bona fide spiritual master who accepts disciples from all over the world is also worshipped all over the world because of his qualities. Loganam asau pujyo yada hari. The people of the world worship him just as they worship the Supreme Personality of Godhead. All these honors are offered to him because he strictly follows the Brahminical principles and teaches these principles to his disciples. Such a person is called an Acharya because he knows the principles of devotional service. He behaves in that way himself and he teaches his disciples to follow in his footsteps. Thus, he is an Acharya or Jagat Guru. Even though a person is born in a Brahminical family and is very expert in performing sacrifices, he cannot be accepted as a Guru if he is not a strict Vaishnava. A Guru is a Brahmana by qualification and he can turn others into Brahmanas according to the Shastric principles and Brahminical qualifications. Brahmanism is not a question of heredity. In Srimad Bhagavatam 7:11-35, Sri Narada Muni tells Maharaja Yudhishthira what a Brahmana is. He states that if Brahminical qualifications are observed in Kshatriyas, Vaishyas, or even Shudras, one should accept them as Brahmanas. In this regard, Srila Sridhara Swami has commented, Samadhibhir eva Brahmanadi Vyavaharo Mukhyaha Na Jadi Matradidi Aha Yasyedi Yad Yadi Anyara Varnandare Pi Drishyeda Tad Varnandaram Tenaiva Lakshana Nimittenaiva Varnena Vinirdished Na Tu Jadi Nimittenedi Artaha. The most important criterion for deciding whether to deal with someone as a Brahmana or as a member of another Varna is the presence or absence of self-control and similar Brahminical qualities. We should not judge primarily according to superficial characteristics like birth. This is stated in the verse beginning Yasya. Srimad Bhagavatam 7:11-35. If the qualities of one Varna are seen in someone born in another, he should be designated according to the Varna of his qualities, not that of his birth. There is a similar statement made by Nilakanda, a commentator on the Mahabharata. Shudrobi samadhyupedo Brahmana eva Brahmanopi Kamadhyupeda Shudra. Prabhu, can you scroll? Shudra eva. Although one may be born in a Shudra family, if he is endowed with the Brahminical qualities, beginning with Shama, control of the mind, he is to be accepted as Brahmana. Although one may be born in Brahmana family, if he is endowed with the qualities beginning with Kama, lust, he is to be considered a Shudra. No one should present himself as a Brahmana simply on the basis of being born in a Brahminical family. One must be qualified by the Brahminical qualities mentioned in the Shastras, particularly the Bhagavad Gita 18:42. Peacefulness, self-control, austerity, purity, tolerance, honesty, knowledge, wisdom, and religiousness. These are the natural qualities by which the Brahmanas work. Unless one is qualified with all these attributes, he cannot be accepted as a Brahmana. It is not a question of simply taking birth in a Brahmana family. In this regard, Srila Bhaktisiddhanta Saraswati Thakura remarks that Narottama Dasa Thakura and Shyamananda Goswami, although not born in Brahmana families, are accepted as bona fide spiritual masters because they were Brahmanas by qualification. Personalities like Sri Ganga Narayana, Ramakrishna, and many others who were actually born in Brahmana families accepted Narottama Dasa Thakura and Shyamananda Goswami as their spiritual masters. The Mahabhagavata is one who decorates his body with tilaga and whose name indicates him to be a servant of Krishna by the word Dasa. He is also initiated by a bona fide spiritual master and is expert in worshipping the deity, chanting mantras correctly, performing sacrifices, offering prayers to the Lord, and performing Sankirtana. He knows how to serve the Supreme Personality of Godhead and how to respect a Vaishnava. When one has attained the topmost position of Mahabhagavata, he is to be accepted as a guru and worshipped exactly like Hari, the personality of Godhead. Only such a person is eligible to occupy the post of a guru. However, if one is highly qualified but is not a Vaishnava, he cannot be accepted as a guru. One cannot be a Brahmana unless one is a Vaishnava. If one is a Vaishnava, he is already a Brahmana. If a guru is completely qualified as a Vaishnava, he must be accepted as a Brahmana even if he is not born in a Brahmana family. The caste system method of distinguishing a Brahmana by birth is not acceptable when applied to a bona fide spiritual master. A spiritual master is a qualified Brahmana and Acharya. One who is not a qualified Brahmana and is not expert in studying the Vedic literatures, Nana Shastra Vijaranayega Nibunau, cannot become a guru. Even every Vaishnava is a spiritual master, and a spiritual master is automatically expert in Brahmanical behavior. He also understands the Vedic Shastras. Similarly, a disciple's qualifications must be observed by the spiritual master before he is accepted as a disciple. In our Krishna consciousness movement, the requirement is that one must be prepared to give up the four pillars of sinful life: illicit sex, meat eating, intoxication, and gambling. In Western countries, especially, we first observe whether a potential disciple is prepared to follow the regulatory principles. Then he is given the name of a Vaishnava servant and initiated to chant the Hare Krishna Mahamantra at least 16 rounds daily. In this way, the disciple renders devotional service under the guidance of a spiritual master or his representative for at least 6 months to a year. He is then recommended for a second initiation, during which a sacred thread is offered and the disciple is accepted as a bona fide Brahmana. Srila Bhaktisiddhanta Saraswati Thakura introduced the system of giving a sacred thread to a bona fide Vaishnava, and we are following in his footsteps. The qualifications of a bona fide disciple are described in Srimad Bhagavatam 11:6 as follows. Amanya Matsaro, the disciple must have the following qualifications. He must give up interest in the material bodily conception. He must give up material lust, anger, greed, illusion, madness, and envy. He should be interested only in understanding the science of God. And he should be ready to consider all points in this matter. He should no longer think I am this body, or this thing belongs to me. One must love the spiritual master with unflinching faith, and one must be very steady and fixed. The bona fide disciple should be inquisitive to understand transcendental subject matter. He must not search out faults among good qualities, and he should no longer be interested in material topics. His only interest should be Krishna, the Supreme Personality of Godhead. As far as the mutual testing of the spiritual master and disciple is concerned, Srila Bhaktisiddhanta Saraswati Thakura explains that a bona fide disciple must be very inquisitive to understand the transcendental subject matter, as stated in Srimad Bhagavatam 11.3 to 121. One who is inquisitive to understand the highest goal and benefit of life must approach a bona fide spiritual master and surrender unto him. A serious disciple must be alert when selecting a bona fide spiritual master. He must be sure that the spiritual master can deliver all the transcendental necessities. The spiritual master must observe how inquisitive the disciple is and how eager he is to understand the transcendental subject matter. The spiritual master should study the disciple's inquisitiveness for no less than 6 months or a year. A spiritual master should not be very anxious to accept a disciple because of his material opulences. Sometimes a big businessman or landlord may approach a spiritual master for initiation. Those who are materially interested are called Vishayis, Karmis, which indicates that they are very fond of sense gratification. Such Vishayis sometimes approach a famous guru and ask to become a disciple just as a matter of fashion. Sometimes Vishayis pose as disciples of a reputed spiritual master just to cover their activities and advertise themselves as advanced in spiritual knowledge. In other words, they want to attain material success. A spiritual master must be very careful in this regard. Such business is going on all over the world. The spiritual master does not accept a materially opulent disciple just to advertise the fact that he has such a big disciple. He knows that by associating with such Vishayi disciples, he may fall down. One who accepts a Vishayi disciple is not a bona fide spiritual master. Even if he is, his position may be damaged due to association with an unscrupulous Vishayi. If a so called spiritual master accepts a disciple for his personal benefit or for material gain, the relationship between the spiritual master and the disciple turns into a material affair, and the spiritual master becomes like a smarta guru. There are many caste Goswamis who professionally create some disciples who do not care for them or their instructions. Can you scroll? Such spiritual masters are satisfied simply to get some material benefits from their disciples. Such a relationship is condemned by Srila Bhaktisiddhanta Saraswati Thakura, who calls such spiritual masters and disciples a society of cheaters and cheated. They are also called Baulas or Pragrida Sahajiyas. Their aim is to make the connection between the spiritual master and the disciple into a very cheap thing. They are not serious in wanting to understand spiritual life. The words Sevya Bhag the words Sevya Bhagwan in this verse of Chaitanya Charitamrita are important. Bhagavan indicates the Supreme Personality of Godhead, Lord Vishnu. Lord Vishnu alone is worshipable. There is no need to worship demigods. This is confirmed in Bhagavad Gita 7:20. Those whose intelligence has been stolen by material desires surrender unto demigods and follow the particular rules and regulations of worship according to their own natures. It is also stated in the Skanda Purana, a person who worships the demigods and gives up Lord Vasudeva is like a man who gives up the protection of his mother for the shelter of a witch. It is also stated by Lord Krishna in Bhagavad Gita 9:23. Those who are devotees of other gods and who worship them with faith actually worship only me, O son of Kundi, but they do so in a wrong way. Demigods are also living entities and parts and parcels of Krishna. Therefore, in one sense, one worships Krishna when worship the demigods, but not in the proper way. There is a proper method to water a tree. One should water the root. But if one waters the leaves and branches instead, he is simply wasting his time. If one worships the demigods to the exclusion of Lord Vishnu, his rewards will only be material. As confirmed by Lord Krishna in the Bhagavad Gita 7:23, men of small intelligence worship the demigods, and their fruits are limited and temporary. Those who worship the demigods go to the planets of the demigods, but my devotees ultimately reach my supreme planet. Demigod worship is meant for unintelligent men because the benefits derived from demigod worship are all material, temporary, and retractable. It is also stated in the Padma Purana, whoever thinks Lord Vishnu and the demigods are on the same level is to be immediately considered a rogue as far as spiritual understanding is concerned. There are three modes of nature in the material world, but when one is situated spiritually, he is above the material modes. Even though he lives in this material world, as Lord Krishna states in Bhagavad Gita 14:26, one who engages in full devotional service, unfailing in all circumstances, at once transcends the modes of material nature and thus comes to the level of Brahman. In material consciousness, however, even one who is situated in the mode of goodness is susceptible to pollution by the modes of passion and ignorance. When the mode of goodness is mixed with the mode of passion, one worships the sun god Vivaswan. When the mode of goodness is mixed with the mode of ignorance, one worships Ganapati or Ganesha. When the mode of passion is mixed with the mode of ignorance, one worships Durga or Kali, the external potency. When one is simply in the mode of ignorance, one becomes a devotee of Lord Shiva because Lord Shiva is the predominating deity of the mode of ignorance within this material world. However, when one is completely free from the influence of all the modes of material nature, one becomes a pure Vaishnava on the devotional platform. As Srila Rupa Goswami states in the Bhakti Rasamrita Sindhu, one should render transcendental loving service to the Supreme Lord Krishna favorably and without desire for material profit or gain, no fruitive activities or philosophical speculation. That is called pure devotional service. The position of Vishuddha Sattva is the position of uncontaminated goodness. On that platform, one can then understand Aradhyo Bhagavan Brajesha Tanayas Tadhama Vrindavanam. The Supreme Personality of Godhead, the son of Nanda Maharaja, is to be worshipped along with his transcendental abode Vrindavana. The word Sarvamandra Vijarana in the present verse of Sri Chaitanya Charitamrita means considering all different types of mantras. There are different kinds of mantras for different kinds of devotees. There is the mantra known as the Dwadashakshara mantra, composed of 12 syllables, and there is the mantra composed of 18 syllables. Similarly, there are the Narasimha mantra, the Rama mantra, the Gopala mantra, and so on. Each and every mantra has its own spiritual significance. The spiritual master has to select a mantra for his disciple according to the disciple's ability to chant different mantras.
So this explains about how the importance of a guru has to be a Mahabhagavata. And of course, the disciples' position also. So one cannot become a guru if he is not an Uttamadhikari. Yes? Any further questions? No more questions. Okay. Any other questions?
Banu Prakash has a question, Prabhuji.
What's the question?
Banu Prakash, Prabhuji, please unmute your microphone and please ask the question.
What's his question?
I don't know, Prabhuji. I've requested him to ask a question.
Maybe he's very shy. You can ask it on his behalf, you know.
I'll call him separately and ask. Prabhu, I have a question regarding. I have some books. I don't know what to do with them. One is. I went about buying. When I first visited Vrindavan, I went about buying a bunch of books, and I don't know what to do with them right now. One is a book. Prabhuji, it is written by Srila Bhakti Siddhanta Saraswati Prabhupada, Prabhuji. Right? I'm not sure I can even understand this book, but given that the 4 books have already been, read only the 4 books and read them very well. What do I do with this book, Prabhuji?
Just keep it there, no?
Okay, Prabhuji. And then there's another book, basically, Satsvara Goswami's Srila Prabhupada Leela Amrita. I have the small one and then all the 5 volumes. What do I do with them, Prabhuji?
Can read, no? Prabhupada pastime.
Prabhupada pastime. Okay, Prabhuji. And then there's another book. It says again here. It is ISKCON in the 1970s, Diaries by Satsvarupa Dasa Goswami. I think it may have the letters. I don't know if the letters.
You can read them, you know, Prabhupada's letters, you know. No harm.
Okay. And then one more problem. Sorry, then there's this, I don't know who this person is, but I'm sure he's in the other camp. His name is Mukunda Goswami, and he's written some book, about Miracle on the 2nd Avenue. Hare Krishna arrives in New York.
This all are stories where the devotee recollect when they are dealing with Prabhupada, you know.
Okay, Prabhuji.
So no harm, you know, they're telling their version.
Okay, Prabhuji. And then again there is Buri Jana Dasa. Again, it's all overview of the Bhagavad Gita, but I don't know why I want to read this.
That one I don't think you should read. Huh?
Okay, Prabhuji. And then there is this right over what is the difficulty by intimate moments in the personal service of His Divine Grace A.C. Bhakti Vedanta Swami Prabhupada. I think this looks like memoirs. Right?
Yeah, if
I'm just gonna-
some pastime with Prabhupada, then there's no harm, no?
Okay.
But the guy's writing any philosophy, then we don't read that, you know.
And I found this book, I'm sorry, Gita Mahamatya of the Padma Purana, Lord Shiva's glorification of the Bhagavad Gita. And it's
That
written by
one,
Krishna.
no harm in reading that.
Okay, Prabhu.
Prabhupada
I'll
put
save
that
that
in
for-
the introduction of the Bhagavad Gita.
Okay, Prabhuji. Yes, Prabhuji. That's all.
Looks
Prabhuji.
like-
I think
Looks like you
back
got a
to
whole
Godhead
library.
letters. I think 1944 to 1960. I think that's
Yeah,
BTG letters.
you can read that, no harm.
And that's all, Prabhuji. Thank you very much.
I think you have many things to read, huh?
Oh, yes, Prabhuji. I also have Shikshamrita here. So,
Yeah, we can read
I
that
think for
Prabhupada
next-
letters.
yes, next 20 years, I think I don't know if I find time, I'm going to be doing that.
All right. Anybody else have any comments or questions? All the others are very quiet there. Everyone is very tired, I think.
I have another
Sunday
question.
morning. Yes.
Prabhuji, while I kept my books in Vrindavan, a rat basically chewed up my Namamrita, and I think I had 2 sets of Chaitanya Charitamrita, and the first volume they've all been chewed up. So I have one volume is one set is fine. It's nothing has happened. Some portions of my Bhagavatam have been chewed up by the rat. So is it offensive to keep them like that, or
I don't know if you can read them, you can keep. You
I can
cannot read
read them.
anymore what that's okay. If you can read them, then no harm, you know. Looks like the rats in Vrindavan are very hungry.
reading? No.
Next time you can leave some sweets behind for them to eat, no?
Okay. I don't know why. I mean, I'm sorry. I bought all these books. Right. This is again
Govardhan.
Bhagavad Gita.
Tell me.
Yes, Prabhuji. This one is Bhagavad Gita at a glance, a companion study for preachers, teachers, and students, and text by Narayani Devi Dasi and illustrations by Satadama Devi Dasi.
Then you can send that back to them, you know.
Send them back to them, Prabhu.
Yeah.
To read is what you're saying.
We don't read them, you know. We don't need to read this, you know.
Then I have Bhagavad Gita and alphabetically referenced, compiled by Krishna Kishore Das. So
I don't know,
basically,
you
I
know.
think it's got an index.
That maybe you can keep for reference, you know. Okay, you try to, you know, use your intelligence what to do with this, huh?
Yes, Prabhuji. Thank you very much, Prabhuji.
So Govardhan Sila is bona fide because Chaitanya Mahaprabhu also worshipped the Sila and he gave to Raghunath Das later on. Non-different from Krishna. Govardhan Hill is non-different from Krishna. So the Sila is also non-different. Most temples have Govardhan Shilas anyway. He gave Raghunath Das the Govardhan Sila and the Gunja Mala. So when Raghunath got that Chaitanya Mahaprabhu has given him a place to stay in Govardhan Hill, and Gunja Mala was giving him a position in Radharani's lotus feet, There was a significance between the Sila and the Gunja Mala. Govardhan, well, Prabhupada never wanted the devotees initially to get into all that. That's why he asked them to return. But Prabhupada said Shalagram Shila should be worshipped in temple. Later on, Lord Krishna gave the footprint of himself. I don't know it was the Govardhan Shila, but it was the footprint of the Lord. That is there with Sanatan Goswami. You go to that temple, Radha Damodar temple, you will see that footprint there. So because he was growing old, he could not walk to the circumambulate Govardhan hill. So Krishna said, you circumambulate this footprint, and that is as good as going around Govardhan hill. That's why he gave that footprint. You can see Salagram Shilas are to be introduced in temples, Prabhupada said. Later on. It's in the book. You can see here. And this verse you can see. Prabhupada is saying here. So Prabhupada is saying, as of this writing, Shalagram Shila worship has not yet been introduced in our Krishna conscious movement, but soon it will be introduced in all our temples as an essential function of Archana Marga, deity worship. So Prabhupada is authorizing to worship the Govardhan Shila, so why not, I'm sure, Shalagram Shila. So Govardhan Shila, now different. Yes. Yeah, you definitely need to get initiated to worship the Shilas. Only Brahmanas can worship. Anyone who got Brahminical initiation, they can do this puja. puja is not meant for anybody else. All right. So, any other questions?
Hare Krishna Prabhu, not from outside Prabhu.
Can close the door. Okay. Well, so, okay, looks like
I have a question.
nobody has any. Yes, tell me.
Prabhuji, so recently, got an order for 25 Bhagavad Gitas in Chennai, and the person was living near Adyar. So that's very close to HKM, Thiruvanmayur. So I called up somebody I know there, the bookshop guy, bookshop devotee, and asked him to fulfill the order. And I don't preach to him. Right? I've showed him an IA 77. He knows Prahlad Bhakta Prabhu, and that's about it. Right? And I'm just interested in fulfilling the order, and that's about it. So I know I don't frequent HKM, right? Is 104410 applicable when I use the services of the bookshop and the devotee there to fulfill a Bhagavad Gita purchase, but I don't, right? Yeah.
I don't think
Because-
any problem because you're just trying to give the book, you know.
Okay.
You're not sitting and associating or anything like that.
Okay, Prabhuji. And then also when I visit the Sri Sri Krishna Balaram Mandir, I don't talk much with many people there, but I just go there and circumambulate the Samadhi Mandir and pay my obeisances to the deities. Right? Once in a while, somebody might talk, but I don't preach there. That's also fine, Prabhuji.
Yeah, as long as you don't associate intimately, then you're okay, you know.
Okay, Prabhuji. And then you had mentioned, right, in 2015, not right, if one continuously has the Krishna Prasadam in Krishna Hall that is served by ISKCON Vrindavan, there would be a shift in our consciousness. Could you kindly repeat that and could you explain that again to me, Prabhuji?
No, you must take food offered to Krishna, you know. But most of them, they offer through their gurus, you know.
Okay, Prabhuji.
So
Okay.
you have to think how this is going on.
Okay, Prabhuji. Can start cooking, Prabhuji.
Yeah, why not? You know, offer to Krishna directly and take Krishna Prasadam.
Prabhuji.
Unless the person, the pujari is a Prabhupada disciple and is offering, so then no problem. Yes?
Okay, Prabhuji.
Chaitanya Prabhu, Krishna Chaitanya is representing it in Chennai. He is conducting Viklans as well. So you may request him if you need any help regarding to the preaching. So who's writing this? ISKM Pondicherry. So our Krishna Chaitanya, you can explain that?
Prahlad.
So Krishna Chaitanya is there. He can help you with the books, you know.
Okay, Prabhuji.
Eh?
Yes, Prabhuji.
Anything else? Everybody is a little silent today. I don't know what happened. Nobody is. All right, so nobody have any more questions or some more questions? Finally, it is okay that suppose we are with ISKM devotees, I'm preaching to some guys who are based on it. That's no problem, we are preaching. As long as you're preaching, you can preach to anybody. But if you're going to be preached to, that's what is the problem. Eh? Preaching, yeah, you can do, but you've been going there to be preached to, then that's a problem. Eh? So that you have to be cautious. Anything else?
Nothing else, Prabhu, from my end.
So I guess I thank you very much for all your kind association.
Thank you so much for your association, Prabhu.
Just 1 minute, Prabhuji.
Very good.
Hare Krishna, Prabhu.
Hmm?
Prabhu, you have a question to ask?
Who?
No, Prabhu, I don't have
Okay.
any questions.
Okay. Okay. No problem. No problem. Okay. Thank you
I'm
very
very
much.
happy that nobody have questions here because I think then all of you are thoroughly well versed in the philosophy. I
Prabhu,
think
it's
all
like a
of
boost,
you,
Prabhu. I mean, for the next week, your class will be the boost for us.
Yes, Prabhu, it keeps us going for the week.
Yes, then we will be waiting when we will see Sundar Gopal Prabhu for the next week, like that. Like that, we are just running the yes now. It's a very boost.
I don't know what good is there in seeing me, but definitely reading Prabhupada books will be beneficial. Yes. So it's very nice news that someone from the other camp is willing to kind of join us. Huh? That's very nice news. So all of you keep preaching, and I think Dinesh is now given the job in Vrindavan to spread our ISKM activities. I think this is a very big service for him. So I hope all of you can give your blessings and prayers to help him become successful.
Thank you very much, Prabhu.
Yes.
Yes, Prabhu.
I think he's running out of English IA 77 and Hindi IA 77. So anyone can sponsor printing of these books again will be a very big service to the preaching, especially the Hindi IA 77, which is very much required in those places. Hmm? Yes, Dinesh?
Yes, Prabhu. We need English, Prabhu. English, and pretty much I'm meeting people, Russian also, Prabhuji. If any international languages also we are meeting, when I'm meeting people, I just try to cultivate them and try to become friendly. I mean, I'm pretending, I'm sorry. And then and then invite them for this weekly class. Today I invited 3 people, but the person didn't show up with his friends. I feel it's more effective if I catch them one by one instead of inviting a group.
Yes. No, but I suggest you don't bring them for the classes. You keep them separate, cultivate them first. You understand?
Okay, Prabhu.
Here we are only devotees discussing, because then it's not, these guys, you make them devotees first, favorable to our cause, then yes. But if it's not favorable, you bring them here, they, will have a kind of, So you can contact all the respective devotees in different countries to get your I-77, the Russian and all that. You can call them, they will send it to you. You can definitely get, I don't know, Sanatan and Prem Chaitanya to help in printing the books in Bangalore. I think the last time we printed the books, correct?
Yes, Prabhu. Sanatan Prabhu.
You can, yes, if you can help in printing the Hindi one, and I think the Hindi we have or we don't have, I don't know.
We have
Can you
enough
check?
copies of Hindi. We have copies in Hindi.
Yeah, so I
Spread
want,
all over the postman.
correct. So I want you to help in kind of distributing this profusely in the whole of Vrindavan,
Yes, Prabhu.
especially when the summer season comes, then more people are coming, Yeah.
Yes, Prabhu. Yes, Prabhu.
So you please stay there and deliver the whole world.
I'll deliver the IA-77, Prabhu. That I'll do, like a postman. I'll do that. That's all. I'll probably just be sitting outside Vrindavan temple. And Amit Prabhu gave me a very nice idea that visit the Goswami temples and you can distribute there because one need not be worried about so much about security and stuff.
No. Don't go to the Goswami temple. Just stay in our temple, Okay. The Goswami temples all are not much IA-77. In our temple, yes. Okay.
Okay, bro.
So you do that and
Thank
then
you very much, bro.
give us, if you find somebody interesting, you can cultivate them.
Okay.
The tourists from different country, whoever comes to Vrindavan, they goes to Sanatan Goswami, Samadhi, and all the Goswami's temple. So we can distribute IA 1977 standing at the entrance, no Prabhu. That's what I think he means. Dinesh means for preaching purpose.
But you can do it all in our temple, no? All of them who come, they go to our temple first, no?
But ISKCON, there will be a control. When we do that, the devotees will come and ask questions when we do the Ritvik ideology.
You do it outside,
outside?
You do outside, no?
Outside of?
Outside on the street, then they will not say anything.
Okay.
That's what I used to do. I was distributing the final order outside, 1979. Sorry, 1997. So you have to be a little bit innovative to figure out how to do it, I'm sure you have enough intelligence for that,
Okay, bro.
If they beat you, then you can call us. I don't know how long it will take to come there to save you, but
I can beat them back, bro. No problem.
Right. Anyway, please help him. Pray for his success. All glories to all of you. Thank you very much for your kind association. Sorry if I have offended anybody. Hare Krishna. All glories to Srila Prabhupada.
Thank you so much, Prabhu. Hare Krishna. All glories to you. God bless you.
Vanza kalpatarveshta kripa sambhava patitanam pavulatya Vaishnavibhyo namo. Hare Krishna. Sundar Kumar Prabhu, all Vaishnavas, Jai Srila Prabhupada.